I thank God every day that I woke up feeling this way, and I can't help but love myself, and I don't need no. How do I use you? Hello beautiful creations, my name is Jasmine Darling and I'm a goddess in progress. Welcome to my channel. So like the song implies, when I was like doing my little mini cover, you gotta love yourself, okay? Valentine's Day is around the corner, and I think the one person you should give unconditional love and support is yourself. So we're gonna go through the different types of loving yourself. If you're very familiar with the 5 love languages, then that's what I'm going to talk about. And I know that some people know that like, oh, I know my own love language and this is how people should give me love. But you got to also take into consideration that's the kind of love you need to give yourself too. Because honestly, if you don't know what you want, it's really hard to tell the other person like what you're into or like how they should treat you if you don't know how to treat yourself. So let's dive in. Who created love language?
Gary D. Chapman wrote the 5 love languages.
So if you're unfamiliar with Dr. Gary Chapman, he is a marriage counselor who created this like set of like 5 different love languages that people have or share with each other. So the first one is physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation, acts of service, and quality time. So check out his website and take the quiz. And when you do take the quiz though, don't take the relationship quiz. Take the single quiz because you need to know yourself, like what kind of love language are you into? So, and I'm gonna like break it down to you, like what each one of it is. But I highly suggest like take the quiz so you can know what specifically you're into. So the first love language I'm going to talk about is physical touch. Now, how am I going to do physical touch with myself? Because when it comes to other people, you want that like warm embrace. You want that like skin to skin contact. You want people to give you hugs and like comfort and high fives. Like that's what gives you like a sense of love. So how are you going to do that to yourself? Well, just imagine like a spa treatment, okay? So give yourself a skin cleanse, give yourself like that nice like, you know, routine for your body. Get yourself a massage, get yourself like the ultimate spa treatment, like get a bubble bath, warm it up, get into a jacuzzi, like do whatever like to help you make this temple feel good. And if you want to give your love down there, like go for it. That's what you want. This is your way of giving love for yourself. It's just basically like rejuvenating this temple. So the next love language I'm going to talk about is gift giving. This used to be my form of love language for myself. So gift giving is basically like receiving items or any materialistic things. And I know it sounds kind of like vain and selfish, but no, imagine it like treating yourself, like treat yourself. It could be food, it can be items, it could be like an experience, like you're just giving yourself the gift of like, hey, I appreciate you, you deserve this, like here's an item to give you instant gratification, and that's totally fine, okay? Give yourself that shopping day, give yourself that like, you know, wrap a present and like tell yourself like, okay, I'm going to open this when I accomplish this item or like when I accomplish this goal. And like that's just a way of giving yourself love, is like materialistic items, okay? And I get it, like I'm a total shopaholic. Sometimes you need that instant gratification or you need that like little like physical item to show like, hey, this is love. And that's totally fine. So the next love language I'm going to talk about is words of affirmation. So you like compliments, you love quotes, you love receiving notes from people telling you how amazing you are. That just makes you feel all good inside, you know? But if you love words of affirmation, that means you need to have positive self-talk for yourself, okay? So like if you're doing your makeup or you're like staring at yourself in the mirror, like just give yourself that pep talk, like, girl, you got this, like you deserve every good thing in your life, the universe will reward you. You like give yourself that motivation to hype you up for the day. Or write yourself like open when letters, like open when you're having a bad day. So it's just advice from yourself, like reminding you like what you're into versus another person who doesn't have like a clue what's going on, you know what I mean? Because honestly, the best person who knows you better than you is you. Does that make sense? So give yourself that no, give yourself that hype. You know like yourself better than anyone else. The next love language is acts of service. So acts of service is basically you love it when people like, you know, clean up or tidy up your home a little, or when you're really like tired, they like buy you food or like, you know, cook for you. So you love the fact that when people like help around and like make your life a little bit easier. So acts of service for yourself is like prep time, you know, like thinking ahead, like planning. You love, you know, using schedules and agendas just to like get your like life together. You're basically helping your future self, if that makes sense. So this is one way to like do an act of service for yourself. So meal prepping, keeping a tidy environment so like your mind is at ease for the future. Planning ahead, having like this colorful, pretty agenda reminding you what to do. So it's basically like daily life, but then like to the extreme, if that makes sense, where you're just making sure like, I just want my future self to have a good day. Because sometimes you're like your past self, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like how amazing my past self was, so considerate of like making sure I had this time to relax. So acts of service, taking care of yourself. So we're in the last love language, which is my personal favorite, and that's quality time. So quality time is when people take a piece of their day just to give you that one-on-one interaction and give you like an experience. So you can go on like adventures together or like a small food run, like you're just basically within proximity and you just enjoy each other's company. So how do you give quality time for yourself? First, you need to find out like what are your hobbies, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, where do you like to spend time in, like where do you don't mind spending your energy in, and you don't mind like, hey, I can do this by myself and I'm totally fine with it. So allowing yourself to like learn new skills, getting to hobbies, like become a master of something, that is the best way to give yourself quality time. Taking yourself out on dates too, and like spending like time reflecting on yourself, that's the best type of like self-love. As long as you love yourself, then it doesn't matter what other people say or do or think, because you know deep down that you are the best version of yourself and you are worthy of love, you're worthy of people's time, you're worthy to like, you're worthy of compassion, you're worthy of like everything you receive, and no one can take away your worth except yourself, okay? So please give yourself that value, okay? So figure out what your love language is and give it to yourself. That's the end of my video. If you don't have a Valentine, please be your own Valentine. And even if you do have a Valentine, remember that you gotta love yourself first, okay? Honestly, before you get into any relationship, I highly advise you to learn to love yourself. Because if you don't know how to love yourself, how does the other person expect to love you? Okay? Don't look for love in anyone else but yourself. So that's my big takeaway. I appreciate you. Lots of love and luck in your future endeavors.